What up, though? Welcome to another episode of On the Rocs. It's your boy B-Rock, and sitting across from me doesn't necessarily need no intro. You can see this man's face just about all over social media about now. Yeah. Nonetheless, Prof-AC in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's good?
Welcome.
What's good?
Long time. We should have had this. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you have not poured yourself a drink by now, I strongly suggest you do so. As we dive into some shit, I'm going to pick this man's brain just a little bit, and we're going to shoot the shit, see how things go. All right? What we do is, normally, what we do, break the ice. We have an icebreaker. Okay. This one is called Would You Rather. Right? Okay. There's no in between. No I try to keep it one or the other as best I can without no extra variables. All right. So you pick one or you pick the other, and we'll go from there. All right.
Okay.
Let's start off with something nice and smooth. Would you rather the ability to move things with your mind, or would you rather the ability to read minds?
Oh, move things with my mind.
Move things with my mind.
I don't need to know what everybody's thinking.
Okay. Okay. What's the first thing that came to mind when you want to move, that you would want to move?
Jesus. First thing I'd want to move with my mind. Somebody out of my favorite chair at work.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just pick them up and plop them in the dumpster.
Yeah. Regardless of if my name's not on it, it's my chair.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Hey, you guys, feel free to answer in the chat. Which one would you rather? That's the ability to move things with your mind, or the ability to read minds. All right. Would you rather? Okay. Speaking of jobs, would you rather change jobs every few years or keep one job for the rest of your life?
Change jobs every few years.
Change jobs every few years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you wouldn't want to, if you had the choice to have whatever job it was you wanted for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's a little different. When we're talking about jobs that I actually want.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little different. If it's a job that I want, and I'm not settling for, then that's a little different. I will keep that job for the rest of my life.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Don't forget to answer in the chat. Which would you prefer? Change jobs every few years or keep one job for the rest of your life? Would you rather have a yacht or have a private jet?
Private jet.
Private jet.
Yeah.
Get there.
In minutes.
Fly high, miles.
Have it to myself. Whoever I'm dating, we could just go on a private
I like the yacht.
You like the yacht?
I like the yacht. I think
you just want to be holding parties on the yachts during the summer.
Nah. I like the yacht. I think I like the yacht. I don't know. I'm an ocean guy. The yacht sounds nice. I don't mind slow sailing. I don't mind slow sailing.
Might be a bit safer too.
Well, I mean,
anything could happen.
Anything could happen nowadays. We're seeing yachts, millionaires in yachts go down, and famous people go down in planes as well too. So anything could happen, sky or land or sea. So
I guess.
But I'll take my chances on the yacht. I'll
still stick with the jet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've said this one before. We'll try it again. Would you rather have the brightness on your phone stuck on low, or have the volume on your phone stuck on low?
Damn. Maybe the volume. The volume stuck on low? Yeah.
So you wouldn't mind putting the phone up
Yeah,
I think
because everybody don't need to hear the notifications.
Conversation.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, probably the volume, same way the volume, and not too low where I can't hear it, but I don't mind if it's on.
If you want to kill the brightness, you could always just flip it over and put it face down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the volume, some people will be hearing things they don't need to be hearing.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody does not need to know your notifications, your conversations, whatever. Especially if you got an insecure girlfriend, You know, all the little rings and
yeah.
I notice with females, like whenever it's like ding, 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 like they're always like, oh, you got a lot of messages coming through. Like, could be just messages. I'm in the job.
That took me right into my next one, my G. Would you rather get dumped by text message, or would you rather get dumped in front of all of your friends?
Text message. I'm not trying to make this. I'm not trying to make this a audience type of.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
It's 2024. Somebody's gonna have a phone out. Like,
yeah, I'll say text message too. There's other ways of doing it, but unfortunately, those are the only two ways that were presented.
Yeah.
I would definitely go with the text message same way.
Yeah.
You guys, that's Would You Rather. Feel free again to answer in the chat. And if you have a Would You Rather, don't forget to hit us up on the gram and let us know what your Would You Rather would be. And chances are we might just pull that one up and use that on one of our guests as we go along. All right. For those of you who don't know, on the gram, on.d.rocs. That's on the Rocs. All right. If you have not poured yourself a drink by now, I strongly suggest you do so. This segment, my boy, is called Off the Rocks. So basically, what happens is this segment is called Off the Rocks, and Off the Rocks is basically like a well-I never, like no way that shit just happened.
Yeah.
So this week, what I got for you is, you remember Steve-O?
Yeah.
From Jackass?
Yeah.
He's 50 years old. Steve-O changed his mind about getting temporary breast implants. So he's still doing dumb shit.
Yeah, well, why was that 50. Even up? Yeah.
So apparently he was Jackass alum, 50 years old, explained in an interview with Consequences on Thursday that he was going to get a boob job for a hidden camera prank for his upcoming Super Dummy tour, where he tricked groups of men on the street into thinking he was a woman. Yeah. Steve-O opted out of getting a boob job. But what opted him out was the fact that he had a conversation with a transgender stranger.
Whoa, what was said in said conversation?
I don't necessarily want to continue reading on. But he just says his motivation for the planted sketches were not to be hurtful to anybody, though he acknowledged that the response from people probably would have been mixed bag. A mixed bag. Yeah, I don't.
Bro, you're trying to G straight men into believing you're an actual woman. You know that's not gonna end well. Like if that ended well,
bruh,
that's a whole nother rabbit hole we don't need to go down. But like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, like he's 50-some years old.
He's 50. Steve-O is 50 years old.
I know. I mean,
but he's still doing dumb shit. Like,
they call it Jackass for a reason.
How much would that cost? How much is it?
A breast implants?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not cheap.
Bro, breast implants back $5,000.
At the lowest.
At the lowest, 5 Gs.
That's like a no offense. That's at a Central American clinic.
No, this was a clinic. This was a clinic in Canada, though.
It's the fact that you're I'm assuming Steve-O's a straight man.
Yeah.
Willing to get. You can't. It's breast implants. It's not like something you could just take off and like put in the closet.
His home out there was temporary. I don't know if he was like getting a sack, like the Miss Doubtfire type shit. Like
he could have did that. Huh? He could have did that. Not good to do surgery.
This says surgery. Apparently, to what this is saying, it was surgery.
Wow.
I got so many questions, man. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there. The fact that, the focus of this is what he decided not to. How the fact that he was even going to do
it. That baffles my mind. Like, all right, what else have you not accomplished?
Can we even call them accomplishments?
That's a good. I mean,
you get seen for doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean?
just get
We're talking about the dude that almost got beat up by the Wu-Tang because he tried to pull a prank on stage at their expense. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's all worth it at the end of the day, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like
for views, the crazy people do for views is out of this world.
Do you think this era of, I don't know if you want to call them influencers that do these wild pranks, do you feel like maybe somebody like Steve-O was the inspiration behind what we see? You know what I mean? Because there's some stuff out there like that I see.
You're right. You right. I have to. Yes, in a sense, he does come across as an influencer type who would.
Because what was Jackass really? You know what I mean?
A bunch of pranksters, right?
Yeah, a bunch of pranksters. But it's just like, I've seen so much.
From the jump, it started as a bunch of pranksters, and then they turned into stunts. And, you know, they got into a whole pile of other stuff that had to, you know, one thing led to another. But for me, it was the pranks that really got them.
But some of the stuff,
going.
Some of the stuff that I see nowadays, I can't even regard it as pranks. They're like death wishes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sort of happy I don't get a lot of that on my algorithm anymore. I used to see a lot of it, and now ever since the guy shot the guy who pranked him, I stopped.
Wow,
I stopped. Yeah, the guy anymore, the delivery guy, he was making a delivery, and the YouTuber guy, he was pranking him, and the guy shot him, and he got off.
Well, I mean, I don't even know the circumstances.
The guy was walking, he was on his phone. I don't know I can't remember the full situation, but the prankster, the YouTuber, he came up to him, he did something to his phone. The guy was like, no, I'm not in the mood. He warned him once, like he gave him the warning, leave me alone. He didn't get the warning, the guy just kept walking him, pop, and then just kept fucking walking. I told you, leave me alone, you're gonna fucking find out today. Yeah.
The ones that I've seen that like really are just very concerning and hard-headed, it was a group of white kids that would like go to the actual hood, right? And have you seen it?
No, but I don't think I know exactly what you're talking about, but it only sparks my thought of the guy going to the hood asking guys for weed, asking guys for drugs, or asking them some dumb question.
They would go up to random people in Brooklyn and would say to them, hey, I got gats on deck. And thought it would be funny because once the person starts getting mad, they whip out a water gun.
Right.
But they actually got into scenarios where they're going to the projects, the dude's sitting on the fence, and he's like, yeah, man, I got gats on deck. And one of the guys leaped off the fence and pulled his gun out and said, I already got one, and pointed it at him.
Wow.
And they like, oh, it's a prank. But then I'm like, okay, they had to do this just like one time. And that'd be that. No, they keep making the hood their place to do these pranks. And I'm just like, how is somebody not dead yet? Like, you know what I mean? You know?
Actually, it's funny because just yesterday, I was sitting off with my kids and I was flicking through YouTube. YouTube's my shit now, right? Yeah. So I'm flicking through YouTube. I don't even bother with Instagram Reels and all that shit. I get on YouTube, right? Flicking through YouTube, and we went down the Bushman prank rabbit hole. So Bushman prank is the guy who puts on a ghillie suit, and he's got the flowers and the trees and shit.
I've seen that one, He
just jumps up. Bro, we were down that rabbit hole for a good about hour and a half, 2 hours, just watching this guy scare the shit out of people.
No, that's actually funny.
Right. That's actually funny. It was like naturally funny. Like, that was naturally funny. I think that although he's trying, and I sat back and looked at it and was like, the amount of patience you have to have to sit there. Even the statue ones, the guys now that deal with the statue that just sit there for hours, and then somebody comes up next to you, and then you're like, you know, damn things are hilarious.
No, the one I saw that had me dying, a dude put himself in a big, giant, overgrown teddy bear suit, and he hid in his stepdad's, in the back seat of his stepdad's car. So while the stepdad is driving, he's having a conversation, and then like the bear suit, you know, the bear,
right.
like imagine the stuffed animal in the back, like life size when it's moving a little bit. So
we'll get in an accident then. We're dying today.
Yeah, for real. But he did it to his mama as well, and the mama had a gun, so she pulled out a gun. She's like, and he's coming out. He's like, you trying to kill a teddy bear? It's like you try to kill a teddy bear. It's not even alive.
Oh my gosh, that's like, wild.
Yeah, because she was just like, I don't know, man, just move. Like he's like, yeah, but how you gonna shoot the teddy bear?
That is fucking wild.
Yeah. Bro.
All right, that's Off the Rocks, you guys. If you have an Off the Rocks story, please send it in to us on.d.rocs, or you can email us info.ontherocks@gmail.com. All right. Bang. If you have not poured yourself a drink by now is the time to most definitely do so. My drink of the week this week is my number 2. For those of you who don't know, number 2, that's Serrano Sprite with a little bit of cranberry. That's going to be drink of the week for this week. That shit hits. All right, so that's going to be drink of the week. If you have a drink that you prefer or favor, send it in to us. We would like to know what it is. We possibly might try it out. Doesn't necessarily have to be alcohol. It could be, your granite syrup. I don't know, some lemonade you made. I don't know, grapefruit juice. I don't drink it, but it could be. Send it in to us. Let us know. I made some watermelon, probably 2 weeks ago. I made some watermelon ginger juice, bro.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Bro, that was the most refreshing.
That sounds good.
We was like in the peak of summer. Mm-hmm. It was the most refreshing juice I ever had in my life, bro.
I bet it would be. Watermelon is great.
Yeah.
Watermelon is great with everything.
Bro.
Well, almost everything.
I squeezed that thing, squeezed all the water out of it, pureed the man, I had a whole process. My daughter and I, we went through it. It was pretty nice. So, if you have a drink of the week or a drink that you prefer or something that you've tried, you've seen somebody make something that you like, send it in to us and let us know. We'll go try it out, or at least send us a sample or something. Let us try it out. Also, Taste of Bermuda. Taste of Bermuda's coming up. I can't forget that. The bartending competition. We will be in full effect for that. On the Rocks, we will be up close and personal as we was last year. So we have front row seats for anybody interested. So lock it in right here to On the Rocks. We have front row seats to the Set the Bar competition for Taste of Bermuda. All right, that's going to be big. Last year, first time entry competition, Bacardi student Kiara Lee won. We had the chance to check her out a few Wednesdays ago at Evolve, and she tore that bar up by herself. One bartender. And that place had about 60 people. You was there?
Yeah, I was there.
Had about, nice you say, about 60 people?
Yeah, 60 people.
And one bartender, bro. She did her damn one bartender. One bartender.
It's a nice venue,
right?
Yeah,
really nice spot. Venue. A big shout out going out to Kiara Lee. Hopefully you get the chance to defend your title at the Taste of Bermuda Bar competition. All right. My boy. We in the match.
Yeah.
For those people who don't necessarily know you as Prof-AC, they may have seen your voice, and some have seen your voice. Say they have seen your face and may not have heard your voice, and some have heard your voice and may not have seen your face. So let's put the 2 and 2 together and let everybody know who you are, what you do, and what you got going on.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm a jack of all trades at this point. Battle rapper, rap artist, radio show host. Sometimes you hear me in the morning on Hot 107.5 with, the morning crew, Miles and Indy. And podcast host as well, you know what I mean? Do that occasionally. I guess I like to say, too, I'm a person that's all about health and wellness, so that's another pocket into, you know what I mean? Aspiring fitness coach.
See it.
You know what I mean?
See it.
So yeah,
that's what's up. You got your hands in many bags.
Yeah,
you're carrying a lot of bags, I should say.
Yeah. A little bit of both. The thing about it is that sometimes you have to just decide to focus on one.
Right.
You know, trying to focus on multiple things at a time or not being able to break it down into manageable pieces, like it can be very time consuming, and then you have a journey, but you don't really have a destination, so to speak.
Facts.
Your journey needs to have a destination.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I think for you, you've treaded through that journey pretty wisely, right?
Yeah.
You've had the ups and downs, and you've got in and got out where you needed to. At good timings.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say you've been blessed enough to stay at a level in that whole, in that whole realm of things that you're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, can I say it? You've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's like what's kind of cool about this, like right now, is that like you're an individual that's actually seen it from the starting point up to where it is now. So it's not even like I'm just here and I'm just talking. You kind of had a front row seat, you know what I mean? We've been young. We've been young. You watched the rap journey.
Yeah.
Like when that started, you see who I started it with.
Yeah.
And then we both kind of went into, I guess you want to say, the communications, the media, radio side of it together. And, here we are right now. Like,
how did you find the transition from just being an artist to media, and then how did you find like the media world when you first got into it? Like,
man, I was just trying to have fun with just being in the quote unquote industry, like, you know what I mean? Like, so my whole thing was like anything that revolved around, I guess, being in that realm, you know, like, so it's like, who wouldn't want to?
Tell me something. Did you think it was an industry back then?
It's hard to say because I think guys were calling it an industry, and it's still, I mean, can I be very transparent?
Yes, of course, please.
It's still not much of an industry now. It's made a lot of progress.
Yeah.
We've had things. Because Earl, you remember, bro, like we didn't have many outlets back then.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So we have way more outlets than we had now.
Yeah.
You could count how many Bermudians rapped on one hand.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm in New York because they come up to me like I'm a A&R or something like that. You know what I mean? So the fact that I'd have guys younger than me roll up to me like, "Hey man, I rap," and then they want to like let me hear the music and all that, or like even guys that are just experimenting with it that've been in the studio.
Do you think they're coming to you? Just so that you can hear the music, or what? What do you think the purpose of guys coming to you to hear that stuff?
Feedback. I think it's feedback. And to be fair, all the people like my peers and people that I respected when I was coming up, I'm gonna put y'all on blast. Y'all didn't really try to give me feedback like that. So my whole thing is, I always felt like if somebody genuinely respected me enough to want my opinion on how good they are or what they're doing, then give it to them and just give them the courtesy of giving them some kind of advice or whatever kind of advice.
Do you make a disclaimer if it's bad, like before you even because I've had guys come to me and be like, "Yo, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Bro, before I listen to this, I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna give you the 100."
I've had to do that before, you know what I mean? And sometimes there's no disclaimer. I'm just going to be like, listen, you're not in the pocket, you know, because it's all about your delivery. You can tell somebody that it's not good without being disrespectful, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're doing a disservice to them if you're not honest with them, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then also, you don't want to be, you just don't want to be that kind of human being. Some people are naturally that kind of human being. But I feel like there's a way to be constructive without being destructive.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Jump back to that media side of things, of you just starting out in the media. What was that like for you? What did it look like for you?
Well, I guess the person that, I guess you could say was quote unquote managing my music career somewhat, like I guess off and on. They had started something. I was back on island. I had nothing to do like around that time period when the show came on or whatever. And my whole thing is, okay, take advantage of the fact that you know the person that's actually putting it on. So
Got you.
I would just pull up to the radio station and sit in, because, you know, that kind of vibe is inspiring.
Yes.
And then, like, you know what? Like, all right, let me offer my 2 cents, because, yeah, at the end of the day, I like...
You made an emotional investment.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, you know what? You always wondered, how does this work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How does this work? Like, what would it be like? Oh, you know, like the advantage of actually being behind the mic on the radio and having your voice out there to everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know, you kind of look at it like, within this realm of entertainment, this is another lane.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's another lane to get into. So it wasn't really too complicated, I would say. You know what I mean? It's just like, I just kept showing up. You know what I mean?
Did you find the expectation of your employer to be greater than the viewership, or the viewership's expectation to be higher than your employer?
Expectation of my, I guess, employer, we can put that in air quotes.
Really?
But because I put him on a pedestal, so I felt like with just management, with just the industry or whatever, initially I felt like, oh, you know, like, this is the person that can help you get from point A to point B. But then I got deeper in that rabbit hole. You know, I wasn't just here in Birmingham, I was in New York, and I was putting myself out there. So when I say putting myself out there, I was doing showcases. I didn't just say I'm going to be in New York recording music. My whole thing was like, okay, I've been recording. What's the next step? Well, how do you get to doing shows? What does that look like?
So tell me, at that time, did you have a 3-year plan, 5-year plan, an end goal?
I had a plan, but it wasn't a 3 or 4-year plan. It was an end goal, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be an artist. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to, you know, more I got deeper into it and I learned the business side of it or whatever, I felt like maybe it'd be wiser to build a following as opposed to trying to get signed by a record label. You know what I mean? Because I really listened to all the stories. I dissected and analyzed stories, and I started to see how the game was evolving. I wasn't blind to it, you know, to where the major label machine was changing its policy on artist development. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, my whole thing was I didn't want to be a TLC story. I didn't want to, I get signed, but I'm still living in my parents' basement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still living in my parents' basement. I'm getting peanuts off of every unit that's being moved. You know what I mean? So I knew the end goal. I knew the different ways maybe to get there. But I think, I'll be real honest, sometimes I think I was just too loyal to a folk. Yeah, because I had people that I was trying to go in this with.
Do you think the Prof now would have taken a different route back then?
Yeah. The Prof now would have, I hate to say it, he would have put himself first. You know what I mean? And now I'm not saying put myself first selfishly, but if I can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm not good, then you're not good.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My whole thing is I'm looking at certain things that I have to do. And I'm like, oh man, but I want to be, and nothing wrong with loyalty, but my whole thing is just like, I'm trying to show all of my friends and family, oh, I'm open-minded to your idea, even if it's pulling me back. And
so you were getting a lot of people pulling you from different angles.
Yeah, because I'll be real about it because I'm a pretty transparent person. But my pops supported it, but my pops is from a whole different era in time. So he's not understanding that I don't want to sample records because of copyright clearances and stuff like that, or I don't want to get signed to a label because I'm seeing that labels are doing 360 deals. And if I do a 360 deal, it's one thing to give them percentage off of every unit move, but it's another thing if I start a clothing line, they get 50% of that and everything like that.
Right.
And he's saying to me, well, you don't want to do that, but at least you get something. I'm like, yeah, but yeah, exactly. He couldn't comprehend that because he wanted to be more right than anything and just wanted me to follow what he's telling me to do. You know what I mean? My best friend that I got into it with, unfortunately, I'm here, this is our dream that, we both kind of started. And the thing about it is that I'm out there in New York. I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, where's the showcases at? I'm going to perform in that, what else do I have to do? Who else do I have to talk to? Like, you know what I mean? And from his point of view, I'm gaining traction. From my point of view, nothing's happened yet. But he's feeling some kind of way because in his mind, nothing's really coming to fruition for me, but why is everything coming to fruition for you? And I refuse to say he was jealous. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, but some people might look at it, because if this person is getting upset with you, and I had to look at the verbiage being said to me, in arguments oh yeah, Facebook's got you gas, you're only worried about your Facebook fan club. And I'm like, you mean the 5 people answering one post, that's a fan club? That's where my mindset is at. So, you know what I mean? The quote unquote manager that, I'm thinking I can't do this without, but the truth of the matter is I'm doing it without him. You know what I mean? So, the things that I'm willing to do, the things that my ideas that he's not listening to, you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm just coming up with ideas. I'm really getting into the scene. I'm hustling. I'm showing up to a Royce the 5'9" concert with my CDs already done, in hand, and I'm handing them out to everybody there. You know what I mean? Because it makes sense. Why would I go to a Soulja Boy concert and that's not my brand of rap? Why don't I go to the concerts where the fans there can actually appreciate the kind of rapper that I am?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
So, and that's the type of stuff I wrestle with. Oh, why don't you go to this person? Or, well, I'm here. My dad's idea. Oh, you could perform at Flanagan's. Dad. Why would I perform at Flanagan's? Get yourself out there. I'm getting myself out there to an audience that does not care about me. You know what I mean?
Flanagan's,
bro, we could go down the rabbit hole. Recently, I posted something on Facebook, and I talked about the Sizzler Colungian Styles P concert that happened years ago.
Yeah.
And I expressed that was the most horrible mixture
of artists.
Yeah, because my whole thing is look at Sizzler.
Yeah.
He's a conscious reggae artist. Look at Styles P. He's a hood rapper that's talking about bullet in your head and everything. Where, in the promoter's mind, knowing how Bermudians are, is saying, oh, this is the perfect combination. And then, guys is commenting.
Conscious with the...
Yeah. So, and I watched it on Birmingham. I saw who showed up. He had a bunch of guys all what you expect, dreads, all that. And I'm like, I know for a fact these people ain't going to appreciate Styles P. You know what I mean? These people ain't going to care about Styles P. Why would you let him open up for Sizzler? And then people are trying to debate with me in the comments. Well, Styles P couldn't have. So, well, as a promoter, then you know that this is not the artist you want to bring here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Buster and Bounty Killer was a perfect combination.
Yeah.
Buster's of Caribbean descent.
Yes.
He had a hot song on the radio at the moment that we all knew. Bermudians all knew woo-ha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And him and Bounty actually had a collaboration together.
Right.
So they ended off the set with that song.
Right.
I know for a fact. Don't try to argue with me. I know for a fact no DJ on this island was bumping Styles P at the party. But Bermudians just want to be in the conversation and debating. Oh, well, I guess you must think that reggae versus soca must have been a bad idea, saying, how you're talking. And I'm like, brother, you gotta understand.
There's a
market here for both genres of music. A strong market.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to force a market? You gotta even with rap here, you gotta be particular about who you bring in.
Yes.
I would never bring Benny the Butcher here.
Nah.
I wouldn't bring Benny the Butcher.
You wouldn't fill up. You wouldn't fill up a venue. A venue valuable enough of you being able to make your money back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
He would
have to say, I'm taking a vacation on my money and I'm gonna just do a quick pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Joel Santana couldn't even pack it was Spinning Wheel that he performed at?
Spinning Wheel.
All right, so use your brain. You know what I mean? I just feel like when it comes down to it, like we said, we come a long way. So we have outlets, we have people that are learning how to do it themselves. You have guys that are recording themselves in their own homes and everything. So I feel like that's a lot of progression. We don't even have artists that need the engineer anymore. They're the engineer.
Yeah.
But and then we've had outlets. My boy Tito, he just created one. You know what I mean? We have Wednesday Night Vibe. You know what I mean? Chew Stick occasionally when they pop up. You know what
once
I mean?
a month now.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, exactly. So we have that. We didn't have that back in the 90s as an outlet. We didn't have a lot of things to, where can a local rapper go to, express himself to other people that will appreciate it,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have to really, looking at the audience is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Looking at the audience, looking at your market is important.
Definitely.
I would never book Nas to perform here. Let's be real about it.
You're not making your money back.
Yeah.
If you're throwing the money away. If you got money to throw away, bring in whoever the fuck you want.
You got Jay-Z and you got Vibes Cartel. Which is going to sell out here? Exactly.
Yeah. Vibes will definitely sell out.
But I say Jay.
He'll sell out.
Jay, not the way Vibes will.
He'll sell out a different venue.
Yeah.
He'll sell out a different venue. Vibes Cartel. Now you got to put him down at America's Cup Village, whereas Jay-Z, you can probably put him at National Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. But
Jay came to Bermuda before, though.
Yeah, he has.
He came in the 90s.
Yeah.
Him and Foxy Brown came.
Oh yeah,
Done number one shared on a Sunday night, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right, but he
was
just starting.
It was just starting.
You there? All right, yeah.
He was just starting, so the audience was different.
The audience was different, but it was a Sunday night.
Yeah.
So the crowd wasn't. It would have been rammed if it wasn't a Sunday night.
That's another thing. You look at the time.
Sunday night.
Yeah, the time.
When did Joel perform? Because I think that was an off night too.
I don't even remember Jules.
I think the last time that you're probably thinking about, because he was down here. The last time was in the 2000s. He was down here.
I wasn't in Bermuda then.
And he's been down here probably a little bit previously.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, before that. Probably. But more or less so now, those times, actually,
the look on your face just says something. Go ahead.
There was a bunch of shit that was going on this island. And as much as we think there's a bunch of shit going on in this island now, there was mass.
Maybe it wouldn't do the time.
It was more gang related. Unsocial behavior going on at the time.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why they didn't want Jeezy to perform here or Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they didn't want the kind of crowd that it was going to attract. Because at the time, this is when tensions were very high.
Tensions were really high.
Were more frequent.
Rick Ross was supposed to be down there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped it.
They stopped
government blocked
it. They stopped the pieces.
I did not know that.
Tito was getting a little education. This is before you was here, bro.
So this is while I was in Toronto then.
They were supposed to come down. They were supposed to.
Yeah, I believe I was in New York at the time, but I always kept tabs, but the same way,
Yeah.
They were trying to have, was it Jeezy and Rick Ross together on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a war.
Yeah, and at the time, guys was really going at it. At one point, but I don't think this was the time.
It wasn't around this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, Rick?
Yeah.
Say what?
Shit.
See, man, we learning some history.
Oh, this is young. Okay.
You got it. Nah,
definitely not now. Yeah. But
where we at with time, Mike?
We're cool. 40 minutes.
I think because I got my next.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like that was another thing too. Like certain periods of time too, because like if you invite certain people here, it might be the crowd that.
The crowd, yeah. So we had this conversation on a previous show. Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, it was on a previous show. Detroit was sitting right here. We were discussing the outing that him and I went to. Mike, you remember? We were discussing this outing, and it was a popular DJ. Mm-hmm. And I'm only saying it this way because we don't really.
Yeah, you don't want to. You know?
So there was a popular DJ who came. They had this. They had advertisement all over the place, big flyers all over the place. Yeah. The venue was, I can say the venue was National Sports Center, right? Yeah, yeah. So the venue now. We got in. We talked about how we got in, so on and so forth. Go back and watch that episode. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, Go back and watch the episode with me in Detroit, and you'll know what we're talking about. The venue of National Sports Center under that big tent, right? Can you put now? Let me ask you this. Can you put? Let me see. Is that too small for a Nas concert?
Might be, actually. National Sports Center under a big tent.
You've been under the tent when they've had a show?
I believe so, yeah.
Right next to, right underneath the little pool part right there. That section before you get out to the big field, like.
Okay, yeah.
It depends on the weekend.
Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends on the. Because
it depends on the weekend.
You say it depends on the weekend.
It depends on the weekend. Cause
I'm guessing where we're going with this is that like it was too many people.
It wasn't full.
Oh.
For the particular show that we went to, for the DJ who it was, or the person who it was performing, it wasn't that many people. Now the weekend that it was on, it was a holiday weekend. A lot of other stuff happening going on, but
which is where people mess
there
up.
There was an expectation of more people being at their set. So saying that to say particular venues might look as if, to me, I was comfortable because I knew that it's a smoker section there, it's a oldie goldie section there. It's just like Detroit said, you had your fucking dancers in the front. You know, you had your little smokers in the corner. You had the little rubber dubs over here, like, the little couple section. Drinkers were at the bar. Yeah. You knew, it was a comfortable set, but you can see straight through. Fair enough. Certain events and certain concerts, I think it comes down to the promoter choosing the date and the venue, which will make all the difference in who shows up.
True enough. And also, they got to do a better job of picking local acts that open.
Ooh.
Not skill-wise, right? A reggae artist should not be opening up for Fab.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
Okay, yeah, I can agree.
It's fabulous.
Thank you.
So if this is a rap artist, a major rap artist, I think what should go with him is another rap artist.
Yeah.
If this is, like, we go back to Sizzler. If you brought Sizzler, if you brought Capleton, if you brought, like, just a conscious reggae artist, I would put General Caution to open up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wires.
And, Wires. But also, Caution has not just conscious music, but he has some of that slackness, too.
Yeah.
So if you wanted somebody like a Movado or, those types, he could open up for them, too.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Shout out my boy. He had a show recently, actually. So big shout out to Caution. He just had a show last weekend. He had a show out in the UK last weekend, I think it was,
Now, the thing about it is, and this shows where, like, people's heads is at when it comes to management, you know what I mean? You did have a conscious reggae artist that performed down Clearwater years ago. I can't remember who exactly it was. Now, the same person you and I have worked with that was managing an artist, that artist had music for that genre, right? But the music for that genre was more slack. It was more dancehall. He thought it'd be a good idea that this dude goes and performs and does the dancehall song for the conscious reggae artist. And he's like, oh, man, he wasn't focused. I was looking for him. He's in the car talking to his girl or whatever. I was like, maybe because he thought in his brain, why am I doing this song for this audience that is not going to receive the song well because it's not technically in their scope. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's just like, I think we've come a long way. We definitely come a long way since all these days.
We have.
But just be smart about it. Like, you know what I mean? Please, man, you do have good rappers here or whatever that could have opened up for Fab. You know what I mean? Now, you do have good reggae artists that could open up for other reggae artists or whatever. Like, we have R&B nights. We had one, remember the little R&B series we had going on? Right. We had Genuine coming in, Rough Hands, all these vintage.
Well, that was even before that. Genuine, what's the guy? Cisco. Cisco came to where actually, Cisco might be coming back.
Who's Cisco from like
Drew Hill?
Drew Hill Cisco.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we have so many Bermudians that can sing.
Yeah,
that would have been perfect. Yeah. Well, they probably, I don't know. I didn't go to the R&B ones myself, but they had like the grown and mature crowd went to that. They had him at Inferno or whatever.
What's the guy? Oh man, Carl Thomas.
Oh man,
at Snorkel Park. He was at Snorkel Park some years back. Boy, that was a show.
Shoot, bro, but that's the thing,
that was a show, boy.
The point of the conversation, we know the audience that's showing up. When next to Daps comes to Bermuda or whatever, we know there's going to be girls that are going to be lining up, trying to get their wine on, and hoping that he flips them up in her, flips them, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Catches them the right way, all that kind of stuff. We know what a next to Daps constant entails, bro. Indeed. You know what I mean? Like, just like if you bring in Fab, then you know what Fab's going to be singing. And Fab has got like a good catalog and playlist for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as we have been discussing, it boils down to timing. It boils down to knowing the audience. Whatever. Yeah. You know, the right people to associate it with. You know what I'm saying? So we've made progression in a lot of things. We're still progressing. We're still growing.
So with that, because we're getting close on time, right? So with that, in terms of progression, from where you've come from to where you're at now, to where you see yourself in the next, I'll put 2 years on it, because you got your hands in so much. What is your trajectory? Like, what is the focus now?
I have to accept the fact, because I'm also acting too. I'm on Hustler's Paradise.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about this earlier this season. I talked about Hustler's Paradise. I haven't finished watching episode. Where am I? 4.
Yeah. Y'all see me in that? I'm Detective Butterfield. But,
yeah.
Yes.
Bottom line, I think I need to. I've tried to play it humble to not make myself look big-headed and a lot of stuff. But the truth of the matter is, I have to accept the fact that I am a brand.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Because let's be real about it. If I'm going to continue doing things like this or whatever, battle rapping, putting out music, performing, doing Hustler's Paradise, being on the radio, doing podcasts and everything like that, I can't just say I'm a rapper anymore. And then at the end of the day or whatever, I feel like I'm building a brand, and because, I really shouldn't even care. You know what I mean? Like, because my whole thing is, how do I say this without sounding like one of these dudes that's
go for it, bro.
Got their head up in the clouds? Because that's always been the thing. Like, I see guys, logo artists. Oh, I got fans. Do you really have fans, bro? Can you throw a show right now, and there's going to be a bunch of people around the corner lining up to see you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's when you have fans, bro. Yeah. Like, seriously speaking, when you have fans that know all your stuff by heart, and I feel like I haven't gotten to that level, but I also have to embrace that there's a different day and time, and now with different platforms and different means of getting things out there, my confidence is different now.
Yeah.
I can get that. You know what I mean? Like, and I just got to be consistent. But I got to also just make sure that I have things in play. Like I got to do. What I'm working on right now. I'm a part of a compilation album.
Okay.
That's being spearheaded by Mickey Fax. Google him. He's definitely like legit, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing about it is that like I've submitted my verses for certain songs.
Okay.
And I have to make sure that my PRO is in order. Like, so the PRO being like copyrights, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So now I gotta worry about publishing. So now I gotta register with either BMI, ASCAP, CSEC, or some kind of publishing company, so that once we put out the music, wherever it gets played, I receive something for it. So I'm saying to say, I got to make sure that if I'm going to be a brand, I got to treat myself like a brand. You know what I mean? You want me to do this? I hate to say it, and it's going to come off like an asshole because some people just want things for free.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, I'm going to have a fee now. Like, it feels crazy to walk into Digicel and see my damn face up on the damn screen interviewing Nikki Bascom. And I don't know about it. I'm not getting anything out of it.
Right.
You know, you're using me for your commercial, for your gym. I didn't know that my testimonial was being used for a commercial for your gym. Yep. And I'm getting absolutely nothing out of it. Yep. You think I'm more important. You think I'm important enough to use for your commercial for your gym.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at least give me something out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I asking for too much?
Not at all.
You know?
Not at all. I think we have now come to the realization of the worth, especially because of the work that we've put in, and it's only deserving to us, right? Mm-hmm. And so with that, I do hope that you get everything that is deserved to you, my boy.
Because I wanna be able to own my destiny and my future. So I want to be able to say that I'm doing all these things, or I'm doing something that I'm happy with that I didn't settle for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my whole thing is all of that won't mean anything. It's like, oh, you should do this with battle rap. Well, I still haven't gotten to a certain point in battle rap, and I feel like it means nothing for my country if I'm not on the Mount Rushmore.
I got you.
Of battle rap.
I got you.
But also I have to look at, I did production with, Anika.
Yeah.
And I did two summers in a row with her. Reminisce and Journey of the Onikas.
Right.
She made sure that I got paid for my work. You know what I mean? And full transparency, your boy was going through something at the time, so the extra money was like, like, so that's what I mean. Like, you know, if you really need me for something and you want me to take my time to do it, you know, out of my schedule, then, bruh, you gotta give me something for that. Right?
Yeah. And then it also boils down to what I don't know whether or not you had this like this epiphany, this wake up call that basically made you realize that you have to hold yourself accountable for that.
Exactly, I do.
Because if you don't hold yourself accountable for it, that's where they continuously think that you're gonna do it for free, that you're gonna just do it for next to nothing, like you know what I mean. And so you holding yourself like, no, fuck, and I'm worth way more than look at everything I'm put into all this shit. Like, and you want me to just sit around for an hour and talk shit?
Yeah.
Would you rather? No, just
no. But that's the thing, you know. And shout out to my ex. Like we would have these conversations, and she would hold me accountable for that.
Okay,
you understand me? But me trying to, but I'm not at this level yet. But then I have to stop and think, bro. If you keep thinking like this, you'll never be at this level.
Be at that level.
You know what I mean? And you know, like you're kind of doing this to yourself, because if you keep doing things for everybody for free, like what you just said. So yeah, I hold myself 100% accountable. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Like it took a while for me to get confident, get comfortable in my own skin, but at this point in my life, I own that shit like a motherfucker.
Hey.
So like, you know, who am I to? Yeah, like
it certainly seems as if we skimming the surface, my G.
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta bring you back. That's what that seems like.
Definitely.
We touching
I'm down.
The foundation of it, and now I gotta bring you back because you touched on something where I feel as if that'll probably be a half an hour conversation in terms of your opinion on battle rap. period. I'm not talking about on this island. I'm talking about.
Oh man, that's a
hands down. Period. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
Right? And then let's implement this small little rock we call Bermuda, and your opinion on what battle rap would look like, could look like, and the potential of.
Oh, we could have that
battle rappers. You get me? So you guys don't lose sight of what's gonna happen when I have this guy back on. This is just.
I will be back because we can talk about that.
We didn't even discuss it. Right? That's a lot. That's some things that I'm sure my audience really wants to pick your brain about. And I sort of wanted to pick your brain about it as well. But the good thing about this, it just leaves that taste in their mouths for them to know that you're coming back here to talk about it.
Definitely.
All right, just do me a favor, my boy. Just promise me you're gonna come back here to talk about
it.
Bro, that's we good money,
bro. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. We discussed this a long time ago, so it's long overdue. I'm ready. I'm ready for every and anything. So please,
hey, if you have not poured yourself a drink by now, you're late. We just about at the bottom of our cups, and we just about done. My boy, let everybody know where they can find you. Anything additional you wanna send out to anybody? Now's your time to let them know. Anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out Burn Media Vault, my partner Stephanie Miles. Y'all know Miles or whatever, but like shout out to Burn Media Vault and her because she's been holding me down. We've been working together for the longest time. Shout out to you. Yes, I love the fact that we literally have grown up in this together. Yeah, you know what I mean. So props to you. I appreciate you even like letting me even come on to it. My collective, so, you know, there's Team Overhead, there's FT Dub, you know, that's like my battle rap crew and family, like in real life. I have friends and family, you know what I mean? I don't want to, like, be long with it.
You good, bro.
And Instagram, Pensman Prof, and Pendulum Prof. I have two different Instagram accounts. So, you know, Pensman Prof, Pendulum _Prof. And, you know, on Facebook, Prof-AC, Landmine, just put that in. You can find me on there or whatnot. You know what I mean?
All of that be in the description down below. Don't forget to tell your friends to like and subscribe. Yeah, that's it. All right. I got a big shout out going out to my familiar, the TNS BDA family. Big up yourself. One time going out to Nocturnal. Thank you for facilitating this whole situation. UCS, thank you for having us as always. I gotta say one big shout out, you guys, for the fellas and ladies. Listen closely. If you're looking for something to treat your man to, Modern Gents Dapper Lounge, bruh. Big shout out going out to the great folks at Modern Gents. I've been there. I've had 2 sessions there so far. I look rough right now, but I've been there twice, right? So I've had the VIP men's haircut, right? Includes hot towel, face massage, fucking hair wash, facial. Like, yeah, it's like out of this world, bro. It's completely out of this world. They got a pool table in there. They give you a little lemon water when you get here. If you want a little something, a little stronger, they sort you out. It's nice. My second session, I went in. I had the VIP Manny. Bruh, I went in there, got my nail. Hey, bro, I went in there, got my hands rubbed, bruh. Listen, top notch.
Top notch.
Top notch.
Right.
Yeah, and I work with my hands a lot, right? So most times, you know, my girl's like, your hands are off, that little callus right there, your hands, why'd you let me?
So this is like just pretty much they take care of you.
They take care of you, bro. Yeah, man's Modern Gents Dapper Lounge. It's underneath Specialty, underneath Heel Quick. Okay. OC Horses. Okay. Yeah, go check them out.
I hear you.
Can I say one more?
Of course.
My Dominican family.
Hey.
Tropical Cuts.
Hey,
that's
yeah.
Like I can't even say he's my barber. He's my brother. You know what I mean? Both my brothers own that establishment. So Lindo, Albert.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. No doubt. All right, you guys. Until next time, you know where to catch us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Until then, we out. Peace.